Countless millennia in the past, our ape-like ancestors embarked on an evolutionary journey that saw them rise onto two legs. This remarkable transition unfolded in a singular location on Earth, Africa. Fast forward to modern times, this continent, often called the Mother Continent because it's the oldest inhabited one on Earth, has some of the most dangerous places for people to live. Africa is a continent defined by glaring disparities. On one hand, it grapples with profound poverty, as evidenced by the fact that all of the world's 10 poorest countries are nestled within its borders. This unfortunate reality positions Africa as the home to the largest concentration of impoverished populations across the globe. However, on the other hand, Africa is a treasure trove of natural resources, particularly minerals, boasting a staggering share, about 1/3 of the Earth's valuable mineral wealth. This bountiful reserve includes essential resources vital for industrial processes, technology, and various other sectors of the global economy. This region boasts the world's most extensive arable landmass, holding the potential for tremendous prosperity for its inhabitants if harnessed effectively. As the cradle of human civilization, Africa naturally serves as a rich source of archaeological findings. Nevertheless, recent discoveries have left researchers astounded as they challenge the very foundation of our shared beliefs and compel us to reconsider long-held notions. Let's delve into these astonishing discoveries. In the Nile Valley at the Dukie Gell site in northern Sudan, numerous circular and oval structures have been discovered, showcasing remarkable and meticulous construction for that era. Featuring an impressive array of columns numbering up to 1,400 and numerous ceremonial palaces, the architecture represents a remarkable feat in ancient engineering accomplished by its inhabitants. The intricate architectural details of these ruins have remained hidden until this point, rendering it one of the oldest known historical sites in Africa, dating back 4,000 years. Dukie Gell is located just 700 meters away from the city of Kerma, where the Egyptians also lived. It has a unique architectural style that is different from ancient Egypt. Particularly, the oval shapes of the structures align with architectural patterns attributed to African civilizations. After thorough investigation, archaeologists have inferred that the presence of multiple rooms varying in size, resembling meeting spaces, might have served as places of refuge and resistance for African communities against Egyptian attempts to conquer their territories. The largest building at this site boasts an impressive assembly of over 1,400 columns. These grand constructions signify a highly advanced society showcasing distinct sub-Saharan architecture, evident in the circular design elements. This site was inhabited as early as 5000 BC, but it didn't evolve into a genuine city and a significant trading hub until approximately 2000 BC. It stood as a border city connecting Central African civilizations and the Nubian Coptic civilization complex. The scale of the structures unearthed here is awe-inspiring. Several buildings and temples span well over 100 meters in width, featuring towering walls and robust support structures. By 1450 BC, Dukie Gell had transformed into a vital military and commercial hub, facing increasing encroachment from its northern neighbor within the Nubian Coptic civilization complex. The inhabitants of Dukie Gell constructed highly intricate defensive arrangements, integrating them into their castles and temples within the main buildings, in addition to the city's external defensive walls. The Green Palace contained alleyways leading to a throne with 3 chairs of varying heights, indicating a hierarchical structure within its ruling class. This site underscores the creativity and technological advancement of the ancient Central African civilizations that migrated north millennia ago, contributing significantly to the formation of what we recognize today as Egypt. Dukie Gell provides insight into the fact that well into the Bronze Age, the Central African civilizations had already cultivated intricate technological and social systems. Later civilizations in Africa learned from and changed these advancements in different ways. A shocking revelation has come to light in Ethiopia, where researchers witnessed a geological phenomenon unfolding before our eyes, one that hasn't been observed for hundreds of millions of years. Tectonic movements in Ethiopia indicate the African continent is undergoing a split, potentially giving rise to Earth's 6th ocean. The division between the Somalian and Nubian tectonic plates will effectively separate the world's second-largest continent into two. A similar occurrence transpired millions of years ago, leading to the division of South America and Africa into distinct continents. The Afar region is at the center of this remarkable event. Here, the tectonic plates are in constant motion, exerting pushing and pulling forces on each other. As a result, the Earth's crust in this area is exceptionally thin, enabling magma from the mantle to rise and create a landscape characterized by volcanoes, hot springs, and geysers. This phenomenon is evidenced by a remarkable 35 miles long split that emerged in 2005. This distinctive rift lies in the area known as the East African Rift Valley, measuring over 50 feet in depth and 65 feet in width. What will Africa look like once this splitting process is fully complete? The smaller of the two continents will encompass present-day Somalia and parts of Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania, while the larger one will comprise the rest of the continent. This evolution will lead to the creation of a new ocean between East Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. Consequently, countries like Kenya and Uganda may potentially acquire coastlines as this new ocean takes shape. Although the potential for the African continent to split and give rise to a new ocean holds immense possibilities, researchers estimate that the complete splitting won't occur for another 5 to 10 million years. A remarkable find in Zambia could potentially challenge our understanding of the Stone Age. This discovery suggests that early humans were already building wooden structures nearly 500,000 years ago. The uncomplicated construction, discovered on a riverbank in Zambia, consists of two logs that fit together with a deliberate notch crafted into the upper log, enabling them to interlock at right angles. This basic structure could have served as a pathway or platform for our ancient human ancestors residing along the Kalambo River approximately 500,000 years ago. This information comes from a recent study analyzing cut marks created by stone tools. The University of Liverpool and Aberystwyth University spearheaded this remarkable finding. Experts employed advanced luminescence dating techniques to determine the age of the discoveries. These methods reveal the last exposure of the minerals in the surrounding sand to sunlight. The discovery represents the earliest documented instance of deliberate human crafting to fit logs together, a significant advancement in understanding ancient practices. Preceding this revelation, wood usage by humans was primarily associated with fire-making, digging sticks, and spear crafting. The scarcity of wood at ancient sites is due to its usual decay and disappearance over time. However, at Kalambo Falls, the elevated water levels contributed to the preservation of the wood. Kalambo Falls is situated along the Kalambo River, just upstream from a 235 meters waterfall at the border of Zambia and Tanzania, in close proximity to Lake Tanganyika. This finding challenges the conventional notion that Stone Age humans were nomadic. The presence of a consistent water and food supply from the forest at Kalambo Falls suggests that these humans had the ability to settle in one place and construct various structures. The lead researcher emphasized moving beyond the old view of the Stone Age and recognizing the amazing accomplishments of ancient societies. They were creative, skilled, and innovative, building big wooden structures that were groundbreaking. Their ability to adapt to their environment, like constructing a platform by the river for different activities, shows similarities between them and modern people. Over the span of millions of years during human evolution, there has been a threefold increase in brain size, and behavioral complexity has grown exponentially. Initially, early hominins with smaller brains crafted basic stone tools. As their brains evolved and expanded, their tool-making abilities became more sophisticated, accompanied by the development of advanced subsistence strategies. Traditionally, scientists have believed that the growth in brain size was a primary driver behind these advancements in technology and cognition. These advancements encompassed the development of technologies enabling global exploration, ceremonial burial practices, the establishment of extensive social networks, and the creation of art, music, and language with profound shared meanings. However, recent groundbreaking findings at a fossil site in South Africa are challenging this fundamental principle of human evolution. Scientists conducting research within the Rising Star cave system near Johannesburg, South Africa, have uncovered compelling evidence suggesting that Homo naledi, a small-brained fossil human species, engaged in various sophisticated behaviors typically attributed only to hominins with larger brains. Despite Homo naledi's brain being about one-third the size of our own, they employed fire for illumination, demonstrated extensive efforts to bury their deceased, and etched likely symbolic designs into the cave system's rock walls. While these findings are in the early stages, if subsequent research substantiates them, it could prompt a reconsideration of the traditional understanding of our evolutionary path to becoming human. Homo naledi, a relatively recent addition to the spectrum of identified hominin species, was unearthed in 2013 from the depths of the Rising Star cave system. Surprisingly, its brain size measured only between 450 to 600 cubic centimeters, whereas the average brain size for Homo sapiens is approximately 1,400 cubic centimeters, providing a basis for comparison. Many of us are likely acquainted with England's Stonehenge due to its frequent appearances in movies and documentaries. Yet, Africa is home to a comparable structure that could compete with this well-known ancient edifice. Remarkably, this African site predates Stonehenge, earning the distinction of being the world's earliest astronomical site. In contrast to its more famous English counterpart, Nabta Playa predates it by over 7,000 years. Discovered in the 1970s by a team of archaeologists, it comprises a series of stone structures seemingly aligned with the stars, earning it the moniker Stonehenge of Africa. The site includes an array of stone circles, megaliths, and other structures believed to have served astronomical and calendrical purposes, tracking seasonal changes. The ancient people constructing these formations were likely nomadic herders traveling through the region with their livestock. One of the most significant structures at Nabta Playa is the calendar stone circle, featuring 4 pairs of large stones and an assortment of smaller ones. In a study released in 2007, archaeologists confirmed that these stones may have been deliberately positioned to align with celestial bodies like Sirius, Arcturus, Alpha Centauri, and the Orion constellation's belt. The findings at Nabta Playa have provided fresh insights into the inception of the Stonehenge site. Current understanding suggests that the Stonehenge site, attributed to the Celts, may have drawn inspiration from the astronomical advancements of the Nabta culture. Recent discoveries across various regions of Africa have highlighted that the continent's history extends beyond Egypt. As time progresses, we look forward to forthcoming discoveries that will further enrich our understanding of this magnificent continent.
Ethiopia, one of the world's oldest countries, center of the powerful Aksumite kingdom, whose rulers claimed lineage from the biblical kings of Israel, including David and Solomon, hosted the earliest remnants of human ancestors or hominids, and the first African nation to deliver a decisive defeat against a European colonial power. These are just some of the distinctions that embellish the rich heritage of this esteemed African nation. This, however, raises an intriguing question. Why hasn't such a notable nation reached a level of worldwide acclaim similar to that of Egypt or Greece? It's possible that many people might not even be aware of this country's existence. Several factors might explain Ethiopia's relative anonymity, including the possibility that its history was either not recorded by its ancestors, or such records have been lost or remain undiscovered. This sharply contrasts with other celebrated civilizations like the Egyptians, known for their extensive historical documentation. However, uncovering the stunning discoveries in this land could shift your view, revealing Ethiopia's civilization to be as grand, if not grander, than other well-known ones. Before we dive into these extraordinary finds, let's first explore the rich history of this African nation. We can't discuss Ethiopia without touching its immense role to Christianity. In fact, the earliest Christian kingdoms were not in Greece or Rome, but surprisingly in Egypt and Ethiopia. To further prove this point, The country is mentioned repeatedly in both the Old and New Testaments. According to ancient narratives, the roots of the nation reach back to the great-grandson of Noah. Furthermore, the country is reputed to be the guardian of one of Christianity's most revered holy relics, the Ark of the Covenant. This ancient belief originates with the Queen of Sheba, a renowned and influential ruler. Driven by her pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, she embarked on a journey to Jerusalem, drawn by the famed wisdom of King Solomon. The wise king lived up to his reputation, for he adeptly answered each question, leaving no doubt of his intellectual prowess and providing insights that surpassed her expectations. Seizing the opportunity to share the profound depths of his faith, he introduced the Queen of Sheba to the worship of Yahweh, captivating her spirit and guiding her towards becoming a devout follower. However, the queen's journey didn't conclude with her mere return to her homeland. She brought back more than just wisdom. She returned bearing a child, a living testament to her encounter, and she laid the foundational stones for Christianity to take root and thrive within her kingdom. She devoutly raised her son Menelik as a single mother. Driven by a profound curiosity and a desire to connect with his father, Menelik journeyed to Israel. Upon his return to Ethiopia, Menelik brought with him an object of immense sacredness and power, the Ark of the Covenant, believed to house the very tablets of the Ten Commandments. For hundreds of years, it's believed that the holy relic was kept in the Church of Mary of Zion. Emperor Ieyasu even saw and talked to it in 1691. Fast forward to modern times, it's housed in the Chapel of the Tablet, built next to the church where Emperor Haile Selassie ruled. The responsibility of protecting this ancient relic falls to a solitary monk, a guardian who has taken a vow of celibacy. He engages in sacred rituals, lighting incense and reciting passages from the Bible, creating an atmosphere of reverence and solitude. Such is the sanctity of this duty that no one, not even the highest-ranking priest of Aksum, may approach. This guardian dedicates his entire life to the stewardship of the Ark until the moment arrives for him to select a successor to uphold this venerable tradition. However, the significance of this nation extends far beyond its role as the custodian of one of Christianity's most coveted relics. Its strategic position, nestled near the crossroads of the Middle East, Europe, and Asia, renders it a pivotal hub in the world of international commerce. This prominent position in global trade has propelled the country to become one of the emerging major powers in the Horn of Africa, enjoying unprecedented economic growth. Moreover, sharing borders with Eritrea, Somalia, and South Sudan, its position holds significant political and geographical relevance for international security. With almost 130 million people, it's the second biggest country in Africa by population. This mix of so many people creates a rich blend of old traditions from both Middle Eastern and African cultures. The country's status as a cultural melting pot is hardly surprising, given its possession of one of the world's most extensive historical records. Archaeological finds dating back an incredible 3 million years underscore its importance as a pivotal center for scientific research and historical study. 2-million-year-old early humans. As far back as 2 million years ago, ancient humans inhabited the highlands of present-day Ethiopia. This groundbreaking revelation emerged from the re-examination of a fossilized jawbone belonging to a child unearthed in the region, sending shockwaves through the scientific community. What distinguishes this discovery is that it provides the earliest evidence of our human ancestors inhabiting high-altitude regions. Before this significant find, the hunt for fossils of our ancient kin mostly took us to the lower regions of eastern and southern Africa. Discovered in 1981 at the Garba 4 site, nestled within the vast Melka region of the highlands, the jawbone affectionately named Little Garba was promptly classified as belonging to the hominin lineage, a family that includes modern humans and their long-extinct relatives. Yet its exact place within this family was unclear until the advent of sophisticated synchrotron imaging techniques. Through this technology, it was confirmed that the fossil belonged to an early form of Homo erectus. It was also established that Little Garba was astonishingly 2 million years old, positioning it among the most ancient Homo erectus fossils ever discovered. This discovery shocked the scientific community, for it defied the previous beliefs that Homo erectus began in the valleys and then climbed to higher ground. Quite on the contrary, it seems like the highlands of Ethiopia might have been the original home of Homo erectus, rewriting the journey of these early humans from the mountains to the plains. The harsh terrain of the highlands necessitated a leap in innovation, pushing this species to develop sophisticated stone tool technologies to survive the rugged landscape. Additionally, the cooler climate of the highlands presented unique challenges, demanding adaptability and resilience from this species to overcome and flourish in such demanding environments. Living in such demanding conditions likely served as a crucial period of adaptation, arming them with the skills and resilience needed for their eventual migration out of Africa. This experience would have prepared them to navigate and thrive in a variety of challenging environments encountered during their journey. Lost City of Giants. Tales of giants roaming the earth echo through the myths and legends of numerous cultures worldwide, and Ethiopia is no exception. In the Harla region, nestled near Dire Dawa, Ethiopia's second-largest city, archaeologists have uncovered the ruins of what is believed to be a lost city, shrouded in legends of being once home to these colossal beings. The Oromo people believed that the structures found in the region were the handiwork of a mythical race of giants who inhabited the area long before their arrival. This theory gains support from the remnants of a city constructed with massive stones, compelling locals to deduce that only beings of great stature could have engineered and assembled such monumental structures. While direct evidence of giants remains elusive, the excavation has unveiled Harla's extensive connections with the global world, far surpassing previous assumptions. Experts believe that this ancient city could be more than 1,000 years old. Discoveries include Islamic burial sites, headstones, a mosque dating back to the 12th century, and an array of artifacts from as far afield as Madagascar, the Maldives, Yemen, China, and Egypt, indicating Harla's role as a vital trade nexus from the 10th to the 15th centuries. These findings lend further credence to the notion that Ethiopia's historical ties with the Gulf region and East Asia extend much further back in time than previously thought. Monolithic, rock-hewn churches. Situated in the high-altitude town of Lalibela, which sits 8,200 feet above sea level, is a breathtaking collection of 11 monolithic churches. These architectural marvels are the largest of their kind globally, boasting a history that stretches back over 800 years. Constructed under the reign of King Lalibela, who ruled from 1181 to 1221, the origins of these structures are well documented. However, the mysteries surrounding their construction techniques and tools continues to puzzle archaeologists to this day. Observing the enormous stones, one can't help but marvel at how ancient peoples managed to sculpt them with simple tools. Even with today's advanced equipment, such as chisels tipped with carbon steel and diamond-edged blades, replicating their work would be an impressive feat. Moreover, the sheer quantity of stone and dirt that must have been removed to form the churches and their cavernous interiors is believed to be substantial. However, this excavated material seems to have vanished from the nearby area, leading to the intriguing mystery. Where was the displaced stone and earth transported? This adds to the fascinating theory that perhaps angels had a role in their construction. According to this tale, There was a collaborative effort between humans and angels in erecting these marvels, with humans laboring by day and angels taking over by night. Beyond these mythical stories, King Lalibela was driven by a pragmatic vision when he built these churches, to turn a part of Africa into a holy sanctuary, comparable in reverence to Jerusalem, thus creating a spiritual refuge for Ethiopians. In many ways, he achieved his goal, as these churches have gained global recognition and are celebrated as some of the most remarkable architectural feats in human history. This recognition has immortalized the exceptional skill and innovative genius of ancient Ethiopian craftsmen. World's oldest gospel book. Nestled within the secluded walls of an Ethiopian monastery atop 7,000 feet lies the Garima Gospels, the world's most ancient illustrated rendition of the Gospels, a treasure quietly safeguarded through the ages. The breathtaking Garima Gospels take their name from Abba Garima, a monk who journeyed to Ethiopia from Constantinople in 494. According to legend, he miraculously transcribed the Gospels in a single day, aided by divine intervention that held the sunset at bay, allowing him to complete his sacred task. However, some scholars had doubts about the origin of these manuscripts and suggested that the Gospels were actually written centuries after Garima's death, probably by priests in the 10th century. However, recent radiocarbon dating carried out at Oxford University suggested a date between 330 and 650 AD for their creation. This opened the possibility that indeed the Gospels might have actually been written by Abba Garima. Even more remarkable is the book's resilience through numerous invasions and a devastating fire that swept through the monastery housing it, testifying to its extraordinary survival against the odds. New continent and ocean. An extraordinary geological event is taking place in Ethiopia, one not witnessed in hundreds of millions of years. The country is at the forefront of tectonic shifts that suggest the African continent is in the process of splitting, possibly heralding the emergence of Earth's sixth ocean. The Somalian and Nubian tectonic plates are moving apart, and this movement will eventually split Africa into two, similar to how South America and Africa were separated into two continents a long time ago. The epicenter of this extraordinary geological development is the Afar region, where tectonic plates are dynamically interacting, exerting forces that stretch and compress the Earth's crust. This activity has rendered the crust exceptionally thin in this area, allowing magma to ascend from the mantle and sculpt a landscape dotted with volcanoes, hot springs, and geysers. This ongoing tectonic activity was dramatically highlighted in 2005 by the appearance of a striking 35-mile rift within the East African Rift Valley, a chasm reaching depths of over 50 feet and widths of 65 feet. However, this monumental geological shift won't occur within our lifetimes. Experts estimate that the complete formation of a new ocean and the division of the continent will take place over the next 5 to 10 million years. This gradual but significant transformation will redefine the Earth's geological contours. Ultimately, the discoveries we've highlighted underscore Ethiopia's critical role in enriching our understanding of the globe and the intricate mosaic of human history. This significant impact demands acknowledgement, comparable to that of the renowned civilizations of Egypt, Greece, and the Middle East, rightfully positioning Ethiopia among the luminaries of world heritage.
In a shocking turn of events, Africa is redefining the global tech landscape with groundbreaking innovations that have left scientists worldwide stunned. For too long, the continent has been overshadowed by narratives of underdevelopment, despite its deep-rooted history as a cradle of ingenuity. After all, this is where humanity began, where some of the earliest advancements in science, engineering, and medicine took shape. Let's now dive into these technologies that have shaken the scientific community to its core.
Welcome to Afrogenesis, artificial intelligence.
In a quiet corner of Kenya, inside what was once their late grandmother's granary, two cousins, Moses Kiuna and David Gathu, are reshaping the future of assistive technology. With determination and ingenuity, they have crafted a robotic prosthetic hand that moves with natural precision, allowing users to reclaim everyday tasks with ease. Their humble journey of becoming inventors of this groundbreaking technology started in 2009. They've decided to help their classmate born without a hand. That moment ignited their curiosity about how the human brain sends signals to control movement. Through sheer determination and passion, they're able to produce bio-robotic prosthetic limbs made from recycled materials. This surely brought joy to those locals with limb loss in their community. To bridge the gap between mind and machine, the prosthetic arm responds to brain signals, offering users greater independence in performing everyday tasks. It is worn on the head and back, and works as a communication link between the brain and the prosthetic limb. It translates the user's thoughts into movement by capturing electrical signals from the brain through a headset receiver. These signals are translated into precise commands, directing the robotic arm's every motion with remarkable accuracy. By harnessing electrical impulses, the prosthetic seamlessly mimics natural arm functions, restoring mobility in a way that feels almost intuitive. But this inventor duo didn't stop at revolutionizing prosthetics. They set their sights even higher. Determined to expand their impact, they built an AI-powered robot designed to assist individuals who have lost mobility below the neck due to accidents or illness. Meet Jeff, their smart and responsive robotic assistant. Fluent in both English and Swahili, Jeff follows voice commands and can be positioned on a surface or mounted on a wall. But what makes Jeff even more remarkable is its origin. Just like their robotic prosthetic arm, Jeff is crafted from discarded electronics, salvaged leather, and wiring collected from repair shops and dump sites. By turning e-waste into life-changing innovation, these young inventors are proving that technology can be both transformative and sustainable. Their imagination is boundless. Their innovation is unstoppable. Except they have one hurdle: funding. They're certain that with the right resources, they could take their prosthetic designs to the next level, making them not just functional, but more durable, stylish, and adaptable. With such a groundbreaking invention, surely they would have no problem in securing the required funds. However, the proposed terms have often been unfavorable to them. They're required to relinquish ownership of their innovations. The duo stood their ground, refusing to give up their independence. After years of self-teaching, trial, and error, they knew the value of what they had built. Every breakthrough was hard-earned, every innovation a testament to their relentless determination. Handing it over under unfair terms was never an option. We just hope that time will come when someone will help them without too many conditions.
Is what we call the microsonic energy device. Microsonic energy device, which is the device that I personally invented in 2009.
How would you like driving a car that doesn't need to refuel? Sounds like an outlandish idea, right? But for a Zimbabwean inventor, it's entirely possible. Maxwell Sangolani Chikumbutso stuns the world with the introduction of the first self-powered car. This surely raised some eyebrows in the automobile industry. Surely you're curious by now. How can it be possible? Well, the answer to this question lies on his revolutionary microsonic energy device. This groundbreaking invention taps into radio frequencies from the atmosphere, transforming them into a continuous source of electricity. Unlike conventional vehicles that depend on fossil fuels or rechargeable batteries, this self-sustaining car pulls energy straight from the air, offering limitless power without ever needing refueling or charging. This game-changing technology has the potential to disrupt the global automotive industry, making gasoline engines and lithium-ion batteries obsolete while ushering in a new era of sustainable and cost-effective transportation. However, it is unlikely that the powerful corporations and industries built on the global fuel economy would simply take this sitting down. With trillions of dollars at stake, these entities would likely take strategic measures to hinder the widespread adoption of this technology. As anticipated, many scientists and researchers have dismissed Chikumbutso's claims as scientifically implausible. Foremost, it defies the fundamental laws of thermodynamics, particularly the principle that energy cannot be created from nothing. Critics argue that this device clearly doesn't sit well with established scientific principles that have governed physics for centuries, but advocates of this African invention believe that, if widely implemented, this technology could upend global energy markets and make affordable power accessible to communities worldwide. Its potential impact couldn't be understated. Think of a future where costly fuel becomes a thing of the past. A world powered by clean, unlimited energy accessible to all. Cars, homes, and industries could run on free atmospheric energy, making traditional power grids and fuel industries obsolete. Such a breakthrough wouldn't just disrupt the energy sector, it would transform the entire global economy, redefining how the world operates. The water crisis in Africa is an undeniable reality, particularly affecting impoverished communities. It has become increasingly common to turn on the tap, only to find no water at all. With a growing population, water scarcity is poised to worsen, making any innovation that addresses this issue truly revolutionary. In the heart of Kenya, where water scarcity is a daily struggle, one inventor looked not to the ground, but to the sky for answers. Instead of searching for wells or rivers, she saw potential in the very air around us. With a groundbreaking invention, she found a way to pull moisture from the atmosphere, transforming it into safe, drinkable water. Most people imagine fresh water flowing through rivers and filling lakes, but the truth is far more surprising. Hidden in plain sight, the air around us holds an immense untapped reservoir of water. Scientists estimate that the atmosphere carries nearly 6 times more fresh water than all the rivers on Earth combined. With her invention known as magic water, she found a way to capture this hidden resource and turn it into life-giving fresh water. But how does it work? At the heart of the system are advanced sponge-like materials that pull moisture from the air. Once the water is trapped, solar panels gently heat the material, releasing the vapor, which is then condensed, purified, and transformed into clean, drinkable water. By harnessing the power of the sun and mimicking nature's own processes, magic water offers more than just a solution. It provides hope. Scalable and sustainable, it has the potential to change the lives of millions. This statement isn't merely lip service. For too long, the poorest communities have had no choice but to drink contaminated water, risking their health with every sip. But Koigi's invention is changing that. With magic water, hope flows where it once seemed impossible. No longer will locals have to depend on crumbling infrastructure, drying wells, or unreliable surface water. Fully harnessing the potential of atmospheric water generation technology could be a game changer, offering a sustainable solution to address global water shortages and secure access to clean drinking water for millions. Do you remember when Zambia's Edward Makuka Nicoloso captured global attention with his ambitious goal of competing with the United States and Russia in the space race? Though his efforts were dismissed as laughable at the time, the narrative has since changed. Today, Africa is proving itself as a formidable player in space exploration, challenging the world's leading powers with its rapidly advancing space programs. One African nation that's leading the way is South Africa. With strong government backing, the country is actively developing a robust domestic space industry, not as a pursuit of science fiction, but as a driver of innovation, economic growth, and scientific progress. By investing in space research and development, this nation is not just joining the space race, it's carving out a leadership role in it. South African scientists and engineers are designing and building state-of-the-art satellites. These advanced spacecraft could revolutionize Earth observation, enhance agricultural monitoring, and track environmental changes with precision. They could also play a vital role in expanding telecommunications, bringing high-speed internet access to even the most remote regions of the continent. Beyond satellites, the government is exploring the development of domestic launch capabilities, including the potential construction of a spaceport. This would enable South Africa to launch its own satellites and position itself as a competitive player in the global space industry, offering launch services to international clients. This will not only benefit Africa, but the whole world as well. In the end, these technologies demonstrate that Africa is no longer a continent that can be ignored. It is stepping onto the global stage, proving its ability to lead in human advancements. Who knows? A futuristic Wakanda might one day become a reality. But which of these innovations do you love most? Let us know your thoughts about these. Until the next one.